In this session, we are going to learn about object constructors. We will understand what are constructors. We will see how to create constructors, and also we are going to see what are the things that has to be learned when we learn about constructor. So one by one we are going to see this one, and also I will be showing you the topics which has to be learned inside constructors. Okay, these are the topics which has to be learned in object constructor. That is, we should understand object prototype. This object prototype is very important in constructors. We have new keyword, but here and there I will be telling you about this keyword, factory function, and what is the difference between factory function and constructor function. One by one we are going to see in our next sessions, but in this session we are going to understand what is object constructor, how to create object constructor, and why we should use this object constructor. I have opened my VS Code editor, and inside this object constructor, this is a function. It is used to create objects. Objects we have seen. Inside that we will be having properties and methods. We can add properties, delete properties, add methods, delete methods, everything we have seen. Now we are going to see about object constructor. Before moving to object constructor, let me tell you why should we use object constructor. First, let me just create one object here, employee. I will give for employee, I'll give the ID as 1. Name, I will give my name. Then I will be giving location. Location, let me just give here Mumbai. Okay, anything I'm just giving here. Now this is my first employee. Let me write here employee 1. Now I am having 10 employees. So what I will be doing? I will copy. I will be pasting it here. I will give here 2. ID will be 2. Name, let me give here Sanya. And location, let me just give here Bengaluru. Okay, now suppose I am having 10 employees. For 10 employees, I have copy pasted. Okay, it's fine. But what if I am having 100 employees? What if I am having 1000 employees? For each and everything, I cannot be copy pasting and changing the data. It will definitely be difficult, as well as our code will look shabby. It will not look good at all. So what we will be doing, we will be creating one template, and using that template we can give multiple values and we can create separate objects, and that is nothing but our constructor. I will come down. So to create constructor, I will be writing here function, and my constructor name, it will be using Pascal notation. Pascal notation means, suppose here I am having apple and apple banana. So what we will be doing in Pascal notation, first letter will be capital, and this second word first letter will be capital. This is called as Pascal notation. Every word first letter will be capital. Now camel notation is nothing but, so for this one, this will be my camel notation. Whatever second words we are having, the third words, that first letter will be in capital. This is called as Pascal notation, the second one, and this is called as camel notation. Okay, camel case. Let me remove. Better I will just remove this one. So here I will be giving my constructor name, that is employee. Inside this I will be passing parameters, and here I am having 3 properties. So I will be adding 3 parameters. ID, I will be giving name, I will be giving location. Okay, this parameters name can be anything. Now inside this I will just write here this dot ID. Now this is representing this property. This dot ID will be equal to, this is inside the function, so we will not be using colon. We will write equal to this ID. I will paste it here. I will be separating by semicolon, not by comma. Whenever we are writing object, you can see we will separate by comma, and here we will be using this colon. But inside the function, we will be writing here semicolon, and also we are going to use equal to symbol. Now for name, this dot name is equal to name. Okay, these are the parameters. Whatever value we are giving here, this parameter, this should be same. This and this variable should be same. And this dot name will be referring to this properties. Whatever properties we have defined in our function, and whatever properties we need inside one employee data, we can use this. Then finally we have this dot location is equal to location. Now it is not necessary that this name and this name should be matching. It can be different. Here I can give ID 1, name 1 and location 1. When I give this ID 1, here also I should change to ID 1, name 1 and location 1. Okay, this you should always remember. Whatever parameters you give here, the same variable should be here. Okay, the same value should be here. Only then we will be getting the result. So this is how we are going to create constructor. Constructor will be in Pascal notation. We are going to pass parameters which will be holding these values. Whatever values we are having here, this parameters will be holding this value. And this ID, this name and this location is referring to this properties, ID, name and location. This will directly referring to this one. So this is called as object constructor function. This is our constructor. Now I want 5 employees. I will be writing employee 1. Here we will be using this new keyword. What this new keyword will be doing? New keyword will be creating an empty object for us. Once empty object is created, like this it will be creating. Whatever properties we are having here, inside this properties will be assigned. Then I have this name, then finally I have this location. And when I pass these parameters inside this function, whenever I create this object, when I pass this one, these values will be assigned here. Like this, it is just going to assign. These are the 3 things which will be done by this new keyword. You don't have to worry about this new keyword, that we are going to learn in separate session, because new keyword is also very important. Employee 1 I have already defined. Here let me just write here. I will write data 1, and here I will be writing data 2. Employee 1 new, I will be writing here employee. Inside this I am having 3 parameters, so I will be passing 3 values here. ID is integer, name I am just going to pass Khanam, and location let me just write here Chennai. Okay, these are the 3 values I have passed. Now to print this data object, what we will do, log, and inside this I will just write data 1. I will save this. I will open constructor. Now inside this I am having ID, location and name. Now using this I have created the object employee 1. Now I am just going to print employee 1, log. Inside this I will be writing employee. I will save this. This will be my output. Here I will be having my constructor name, ID, name, location. Everything will be displayed. Okay, this is how we are going to create object constructor function, and this is how we will be creating objects inside this one. Whenever we write this new keyword, it is going to create empty object, and whatever properties we are having inside this constructor, this will be assigned to that empty object, and based on these values we will be getting the result. Now suppose if I want multiple users, I will copy. I will give here employee 2, employee 3, employee 4, employee 5. You can see how simple is that. Now only I just have to change the value and accordingly I can just get the result. 3, 4 and 5. See, we have just created the template. You can see compared to this one, this is very easy. We have already created the template. The only thing is we just have to pass the values and get the desired result. 1, I will be writing here Khanam 2, Khanam 3, Khanam 4 and Khanam 5. Then here I will write Chennai 1, Chennai 2, Chennai 3, 4 and 5. I'll just copy 2, 3, 4, 5. I will save this. Now you can see within 1 minute I got all the results. Okay, all the employees data I got and everything. All the result ID, location, name. It is displayed for all the 5 employees. Okay, this is how we are going to create object constructor function, and we are going to create object and we will be assigning the values based on these parameters. Now, what is the difference between this object? We have already seen the first difference. First, inside constructor, it will be creating template which will be easy for us to give the values. But normal object, we have to copy paste and manually we have to give all these properties again and again, and we have to give different values. Now, second thing is inside this normal object, let me copy this one. Okay, here only I will tell you. Inside this normal object, we can add the properties as well as we can add the methods. I will write data 1 dot. Inside this, I just want to add one property. I will be writing company. Here I am just going to give the value as ABC. My company name is ABC. I have already printed data 1. I will save this. Now when I open this one, you can see ABC company is added inside this object. I can also add the methods here. Here let me write here first name as well. First name. I will give my name. I will save this. I am having first name, last name, ID, company and location. I have added one property called company. I can add the method as well. I will come here data 1 dot full name is equal to, I am just going to write here function. Inside this function, I am just going to return this one. Return this dot first name. I will just concatenate. I will give one space and here I am just going to write this dot last name. I will save this. Data full name function is not defined. Okay, here I should not be giving this parenthesis. I will remove. I will save this. Now when I open this one, you can see full name function is also defined. And this function will be returning first name space last name. I will just display that alone. Console data 1 dot full name. And while calling, we have to give this parenthesis. You can see first name and last name is displayed. Inside normal object, we can add properties and also we can add the methods. But when we are using this constructor function, we will not be able to add methods manually and also we will not be able to add properties manually. Let me show you here. This is my constructor name, employee dot. I want to add here company. Inside this, I will give XYZ. I will save this. Now, if I open any object for employee, you can see company is not added. But for this normal object, company will be added manually whenever I use this object name dot property name and whatever value is assigned that will be displayed. But for this object constructor, the property will not be added. You can see the property will not be added. But here if I directly add like this, I will just come here this dot company I will be giving here X, Y, Z. I will save this. I will just comment it out. Let me just change the spelling. I will save this. Now inside this you can see company XYZ is added. Without giving any parameter, directly if I am just assigning the value, this will be given to all the employees. You can see here I am having company XYZ, company XYZ, company XYZ. Okay, this is very easy compared to this one. If I want to add company, each and every time I have to write data1, data2 dot company, data3 dot company. But here, only once if I add, I will be getting the result to all the employees. But suppose maybe in future, I forgot this one, but I don't want to touch anything inside this function. I want to add it later. So that will be difficult because it is not possible inside this constructor function to add like this. Okay, there is another way, that is using prototypes. We can add the properties and also we can add the methods that we are going to understand in another session, because in prototypes also there are few minor things which has to be learned and which has to be clear from our mind. Prototype concept will be easy. And also I cannot add any method here. I will be writing employee dot let me just write here full name. Inside this I will be copying the same function, copy, and here I will be pasting. I will save this. You can see this function will not be added here, but directly if I just add here this dot, let me copy this one. I will save this. Now when I open this one, you can see full name function is also added here. Okay, this is how once the constructor function is created, we cannot add any additional properties and any additional methods later. But when we directly add here, we can do that. But here it is not possible. But if you notice here, I am not having F name and L name. So what I will be doing, I will give here F name, name 1, and here I will give name 2. This will be equal to my L name. I will just write here L name and here I will be writing name 2. I will save this. Okay, this is how we have just added full name function here. And inside that the value will be whatever value we have given name 1 and name 2, that will be displayed. But you should understand this difference. Normal object we can add properties and methods, but whenever we are creating constructor object, we cannot add any properties or methods later. Okay, that we are going to see in next session, but this is the important thing. And constructors are very useful. When we learn about classes in JavaScript, then these constructors will be very useful. And without constructors, it will be difficult for you to understand about classes. So this is all about constructor function. And whenever we are creating constructor function, the first letter will always be capital. Okay, later we are going to understand how to add properties and methods inside constructor function once the function is created. That can be done using object prototypes.